I'm Dan Galushan. Welcome to another edition of Shoot and Plink. Hey, today we're going to have an overview of another Ruger, and this is going to be a Ruger Mark IV 2245. And it's cold out here, and I'm going to be taking this thing apart, showing you about some of the features on it, and also rail mount, talk a little bit about the cleaning, what have you. So we're going to grab this and we're going to go inside, and then we're going to come back out here afterwards. Okay, we're inside and it is a lot warmer, so I can show you this Ruger. And as I said, it's a Mark IV, and it's with the model, there's several different models. In fact, there are like 8 different model categories, I guess you would say, that Ruger has in the Mark IV. Some of them have models within that. This one does not. The 2245 is a 2245, other than there is a 2245 Lite, and I believe there might be 2 models within that. Anyway, this particular one, the model number is 40107. 40107, in case you're interested in that. And again, it's a 2245. Now, I might as well show you this too. The case, as you can see, has got lockable latches. It's really a nice case in this. There's 2 10-round magazines with it, and it locks tight just on its own, as you can tell. And we'll get those open. And here we go. Inside, that's what I want to show you, everything we got. Of course, you got your manual. That's a normal thing. And all the goodies are in there as far as instructions of that. There's 2 magazines, as I said, and here's one of them right there. The other one I've got inside the gun right now, and I'll show you this. You probably wonder, well, this does not come with it. This is a silicone sock, and I highly recommend those. If you're going to be having a gun stored or anything, I really recommend that you do this. And if you get one of them, there's different types. Make sure that they're stretchable, because if they're not, you can get the ones for the other guns, and they'll stretch right over the top of a scope. Anyway, here this is. We'll get this case out of the way. You've seen that. And lay that down there. Get this over here. There we go. As I said, there's 2 magazines, and while we're talking about magazines, take a look at this. I mean, this thing, that has got a very aggressive magazine in it. It'll shoot right out. Get it around here where you can see it. Put it in. It really flies out of this thing. Anyway, that's, like I said, this is the 2245. And I was going to tell you why it's called a 2245. First off, and we'll put this magazine over here. This is a 22 caliber. Well, 22. The grip is what it is. It is like a 1911 type of a grip on a slant. It's got a 45-degree angle slant to it, thus 2245. Now, there is a standard version of this, which is quite different, and it's also got the ambidextrous back here, your safety. And if you want to, but as I said, the standard, first I was going to tell you about that. The standard, to me, looks like a German Luger. Anyway, back to this. This is so that you can use your safety on either side. But if, say, you want to remove this one, or whichever, that comes with the washer and what have you to do that with, where you can remove this and they put it in there as a spacer on the inside. So that does come with it, but me, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It has I put this on here. It's got a regular sight, but you know how I am on having something like a red dot or something of that sort. With these, I paint them white, and I have. It's got a regular back here, regular old open iron sight type thing. This is adjustable for windage and elevation. The front one is not adjustable. The big thing about this is the fact that it's got a 1-button takedown. I'm going to show you how you do that. But the good thing with that 1-button takedown is if you have to take it apart in the field, it's perfect. And otherwise, well, like for instance, this is one of them that I carry all the time. This is my security 9, and you've got to remove this pin, take the slide, get it off, and then take everything out of there. You don't have to do that with this one. That's what I said. That's what I was going to tell you. And while we're at this, before I show it to you, what I am going to do is going to clean this gun. It has never been fired yet. I know, it might sound stupid, but when you first get a new gun, you want to clean it first. And I'll give you a perfect example. I had a friend that was qualifying. He's in law enforcement, and he had a brand new Ruger. He took it out to the range, and he said, I just did terrible. I said, did you clean the gun first? Well, I just got it. I just took it out, he says. I said, well, you need to clean it. And I have been taught that for a long time, because there's rust proofing, there's just different things. It really isn't lubricated up all that great in some of the spots, especially your bolt. And so before you fire it, you want to clean all that. And that's where I'm going to get out all my Otis stuff. In fact, I'm going to be using this for one thing, this dry lube, because that's a real quick way to do it. I'll spray the bolt and get that taken care of. I'll be using these two as well. These are a wipe, and I'll wipe the whole thing down with that, because that helps rust proofing. That's for the outside, so it's just going to be a quick wipe. And then I'll use my new kit that I've got here. This is for pistols, rifles, and shotguns, but of course it's a pistol, so that's what we're going to be doing with it. Oh, too, while we're at it, before I go into that one button thing and all that, as far as I already told you about the sights and the magazines, 10 rounds. I don't want to forget any of this stuff, because the weight. A lot of people ask me about the weight of a gun. Well, this one is 34.4 ounces, and that's unloaded. That is not loaded. You put some ammo in there, your 10 rounds of ammo, that's definitely going to go up. Another thing is the overall length, and that's almost 10 inches long, because it's 9.75 inches, not that far away from 10 inches. Height of it is 5.5 inches. Barrel length is the same. The barrel length is the same as the height. It's 5.5 inches. As far as retail, now I know this is what a lot of people always ask. What's it going to cost? Well, retail is $519, but you're going to be able to find that for less. You know that, because you find the right deal, that's fine. This gun, though, however, is not available in and I really don't know what makes it illegal in California or Massachusetts, but they do not have them available in California and Massachusetts. So if you're from those areas, forget it. I don't really know why, because it's a 10 round. It must be something about it. I have no idea, and it's a 22. Now I'm going to show you that one button takedown that I was talking about. First off, we know that we got the magazine out. That's not loaded. Right over here. There you go. You can see that that's not loaded. You can also see there's no slide, just this bolt that we were talking about. Now, one button takedown. Here's the button right down here. You push this forward, you bring that up like that. Here's your bolt. You slide that out. That bolt has to go back the same way, and it will, because I'll show you both ways where it won't come off. And here, this just comes loose right down here. It's that simple. There's a little spot right down in here where that goes in. You can see the catch right on here where you've got it. There we go, right there. Okay, that's where it fits on it. Now I can take my Otis equipment and I can clean out the bore, and then here I can spray that down with some of that dry lube, or however I want to do it, and get that all lubed up good. Now we want to put it back together, and I'll show you that too. You can see this wobbles just a little bit in here. Okay, I'm going to try to put it in backwards first and show you what happens. You're not going to get it in, see? So you can't make a mistake. Now this way, sometimes you'll have to wiggle it a little bit, but this time it just slid right in. Okay, now that's together. You take that and you put it right onto there, just like that. And now here's the thing that some people might take and just think they can slam it down. No, you can't. What you do is you either push in on this and bring it down, or like I do, and I'll try to do it around this way so you can see. You see that gap? Hear how it clicked, went together? Okay, if you slammed it down like I was telling you, what will happen is you'll have a gap in here. That gun will not be together properly. Anyway, that's what you do with the one button disassembly and reassembly. Very, very handy. I really like it. It's super idea on a gun. I wish more of them had it, actually. It really works great. So that's about it on it. I've went through everything that as far as the basic specs on it, all that sort of stuff. We are going to shoot this, but not today. We'll do it at another time. Oh, another thing I want to talk to you about is the rail. Right, this gun is pre-drilled and tapped right up here. I don't know if you can see those or not. It's got the screws right up in here. You take those out, and then you can put a rail on there. And we're going to be doing that because what we're going to do is we're going to be testing out a Feyachi sight on this, a red dot, like a reflex. Well, now if you're going to get a rail, make sure that you get an actual Ruger rail, like this. This is one from Ruger. And I'll show you why here. I'll get this open, I hope. Okay, turn the camera off and I got it out of there. That thing was in there more than I thought it was. The screws come with this that go into these holes, as you can see right here, and line these up, and I'll show you how it will go, because you'll notice, and this is what I want to show you right here. See right in here, that has got, well, some of your off-market ones that aren't Rugers, they do not have this. I'll cover this up. It's just like it's here, right here. Okay, what happens? I'll show you. Turn this over. See what you got? You got your ammo injecting right there. Alright, if you don't have that, so that's like this, and that's the same all the way along here, over into here, you're going to have some problems. Very possible. But with this one, this is a regular Ruger. It's an OEM. It's made exactly for this gun, so all you got to do is put that on, and you got yourself a rail now that will match up. And once we put that on, then I'll put that Feyachi sight on here. But anyway, that's what that's for. It's for this gun. That's what I ordered. Something else I want to mention to you about is the magazine. Now, we've talked about it already, how it ejects and that. But if you eject that magazine, and this is unsafe right now. Okay, you take it off like that. Say there's a round in the chamber, which we know there isn't, but I want to leave that shut instead of showing, well, I can show you anyway. See, there's no round in there. Okay, this is ready to fire. You cannot fire it. It's because there's a safety in there that once you have that magazine out, if there's still a round in there, you will not be able to fire it. I'll put the magazine back in, and now it fires. So that is a good safety feature. Well, here it is. We're back out in the cold. This is the Ruger Mark IV 2245, and I showed you all the features and that, talked about it, we discussed it all. Next time that we got this out, we're going to be shooting it. Then later, we will have that rail on that we talked about, and we'll be putting the Feyachi sight on it, and we're going to be using that. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.